Got to get it, Papa. Well, hello everybody. How you doing today? We're gonna start out on a little adventure here, and I'd been doing a little reading, and thought it'd be fun to come visit a friend of mine. A friend of mine I've been knowing pretty much all my life. I've been reading about him all my life. And look, Dad, there he is. Y'all know who that is? If you don't know, that's Clovis Crawfish. And he's popping out of his crawfish hole there. He's got a pretty deluxe one. He's got a roof on top and a little smokestack on the other side. We're gonna go take a look at. And yeah, this is where Clovis hangs out when he's not running around with his friends. And you wonder, it's like, okay, well, how do I know so much about Clovis? Clovis Crawfish in particular. Well, Clovis Crawfish was the subject of a series of books that started up back in 1961. And I just happen to have one right here. That's my original Clovis Crawfish book that I grew up with. And it's the original printing and all that stuff, and it's hard to believe it's in decent shape, but it's a little aged, but considering how old it is, it's in real good shape. And you can see these books were written by Mary Alice Fontenot. She was from around this area, and it had just a regular black and white type drawings inside. Yeah, Clovis has been around for a long time. They came out with a series of the same series of books, but in color. They redid the illustrations and everything and made them in color. But I'm old school, and I grew up with the black and white book that I'm carrying, and that's pretty much what I stick with. I like the black and white ones. And look, there you can see his little smokestack, and look, he's waving his giant claw at me. But he's friendly. He's not waving it at me to tell me to get out of here or get off his lawn. He's just waving and being friendly, because that's Clovis Crawfish. And he's actually, the statue here is actually located in Eunice, Louisiana, in front of the Eunice Depot Museum, which I'm here early today, so it's not open yet. But one day I'm gonna come back and take a look around in there, because they got a lot of cool local history. And it's sort of a complex right here. This is the Eunice Chamber of Commerce, the Depot Museum, and they have a caboose over there. And then next door to that is the Cajun Music Hall of Fame. And they've got a lot of interesting stuff in there too. But being an early bird, I got here before anything was open, so yeah, we'll work on that. But the Hall of Fame's got some cool stuff in it, original instruments and things for different famous Cajun musicians. So we'll come back and talk about that sometime. But I thought it'd be fun to introduce everybody to Clovis and his friends. And that's what we're doing. But there's other things going on. We're gonna take some adventures. And I thought taking a minute with one of my oldest friends that I've known pretty much all my life, I thought that'd be a good way to get started. So we're gonna do that. Let me show you real quick too, because they also have a hysterical marker over here. Oh, I mean historical marker. It's a historical marker about the town of Eunice, or the city of Eunice. Anyway, well, that's about it. I guess I'm gonna tell Clovis I'll see you after a while. And I guess we'll see y'all after a while too. And see you on down the road. Look that, it's Rhea's. And I'm gonna go inside and get me some Boudin. Well, I mentioned I was going inside to get some Boudin, and I did. But you're probably wondering, some people out there are gonna know what Boudin is, but other people are not gonna have a clue about it. This is South Louisiana. This is actually Basile, Louisiana, right on Highway 190, and all in this area there's a bunch of places that make Boudin. Well, what is it? Well, I'll tell you. Boudin is kind of a form of sausage, but it's nothing like any kind of sausage you've ever had. It's not like breakfast sausage. It's not like the little links you take and you throw them in a frying pan and roll them around and make a little sausagey breakfast. No, Boudin is an old recipe that, for the most part, the traditional Boudin uses pork meat for the meat. It has a casing just like a sausage does, so it packs it in there. It looks like kind of like a piece of sausage, but it's not usually the same color as sausage. Sausage usually has kind of a reddish color or something like that, and Boudin will tend to have more of a brownish or brown gray, something like that. Well, anyway, it's got the pork in it. Normally has pork in it. They make chicken sausage, chicken Boudin and things like that too, but the pork in it. There's rice in it. Then there's usually chopped up onions. All the recipes are a little different, but they have onions and spices and things like that. The Cajun Trinity is the typical spices they use for that kind of stuff. And it's a good for snacks. It's good for meals. It's good for me. And I'm gonna eat some right now. So let you have a little look at it, and here we go. Hang on. You can see it's kind of packed in some white paper like a butcher shop. A lot of Boudin is available at specialty meat stores. It's little shops that make like stuffed roast and things like that, already seasoned, ready to go. Chickens, stuffed with sausage, some things stuffed with Boudin, and they give you plenty of paper. They always do, because Boudin is kind of a wet thing. It's not a dry thing like sausage. And there it is. And I'm gonna get some napkins, but basically, see, it was kind of compressed in my little package, but this Boudin was cut up, but you can kind of see how it's made. It's got the casing on there. There's the stuffing inside. That's the rice and the pork and all the good seasonings and everything. And it's very good, very delicious. And all the places make theirs a little bit different. I don't think I've ever had Boudin from two different places that was the same. So let me try this. Now I'm gonna try some and see what happens here. That's good. It's spicy, but not so spicy you can't eat it. Some people might find it kind of spicy if you're not used to that, but that's got real good flavor. Real good flavor. Look at that. Look at that. Look, it's giant. It's bigger than me. Oh, I have to eat some more. Oh, that was good. Good start to the day. And but that's not all. while I was inside and getting the Boudin, I saw something else they had for sale. Cracklins. The same kind of thing. Some of y'all might know what cracklins are, and some might not. Basically, a cracklin is kind of a piece of, it's fried pork that has the meat on it, and some of the rind and some fat, and it kind of looks like that. That's a little piece there, and it's crunchy and delicious. Oh, and these are good. Some places put a little too much seasoning. I hit it just right on here. But I got a whole bag of them. And you kind of eat them, it's like eating popcorn. They're not what you call health food, but it's good food. And that's what I go for. I go for the good food. Boudin and cracklins. And then I got my whole standby Dr. Pepper for my drink. And breakfast is served on the road. That's some good stuff. That's good. That's so good. All right. Look like kind of like Mr. Ed over here chawing away on. Oh, but it's good. Anyway, well, I'm gonna head out, and I'll see y'all again a little further down the road. They even do plate lunches here. They have like a regular restaurant inside, but something about Boudin and cracklins is it's fun to eat in your car or on your tailgate. If you got a tailgate, you can sit and eat like that. And I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper because I'm driving around and stuff, but beer goes really good with this kind of food. And well, you know, beer goes good with just about any kind of food. On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. Riding around and eating Boudin with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. Oh, I don't know what happened over there, but that's pretty cool. It's like a dismembered skeleton guy hanging off the boat. Help, help. That's a big SOS, I think. I think that's what that means. Oh, y'all, look that. Well, you got a fancy dollar store over here. Look that. Go ahead. Ooh, Sunshine Liquor. But look, this is pretty impressive. This is the Beauregard Parish Courthouse here in DeRidder, Louisiana. A beautiful building and all restored. They done a lot of work on it in the last few years, and it's just a gorgeous building. But hey, wait a minute. Look, Dad! That is the Gothic Jail, also known as the Haunted Jail, also known as a Scary Jail. It's so scary and haunted that I don't even know if I could get in it. But look at that, just imagine being locked up in there.
The jail from the outside, you will see that there's no bars on this bottom floor down here on the bottom. That's the reason, because this was the jailer's house. We do have some people in town that were kids of the jailer, so this was their home for a couple years while their dad was the jailer here. Now this first room, we have it set up as the jailer's bedroom. Unfortunately, none of the stuff that you see throughout here is original. When the jail closed down, early 80s, around 82, the jail actually closed down. And from 82 to 84, they kind of used it as offices and different kind of things. But After that, it was officially completely closed, and it stayed closed down until 2016 once we were able to open it back up. Now, throughout that 30 plus years that it was closed, they actually came in and they took all the plaster and the paint off the walls. So what you see is the bare bones of the jail. You see the structure of it all the way through. There won't be writing on the walls like there would have, once the prisoners were in house, once we did the cells. But, I kind of wish they could have left a couple rooms original. It'd have been great to see, but I get, it was plaster and paint that was full of asbestos, lead-based paints, but, so I'm kind of glad they made it a little bit safer, and I heard the smell was lovely back in the day when those things were still on the wall and been left here to sit, for 30 years. But this room right here, from what we've been told, has been used as a jailer's bedroom, dispatch office. Sometimes the jailer used it as his office, so whichever jailer was in house, they'd kind of move in and turn it into their own kind of home. And I have had the pleasure of meeting a couple of the kids of the jailers that lived here. And one of the guys was in his 90s when he came through here, so he got to tell us how it was kind of set up, when his dad was the jailer here. So that was kind of cool to see him walk through at 90 years old and kind of tell us, the jail through his eyes. That was awesome to be able to see him. Now the one on the bottom right-hand side was actually taken and still in the jailer's area. So we get a lot of images from the jailer's area. And but we think it looks like one of the guys on the left-hand side. Those guys on the left-hand side would have been some of the original deputies to work Beauregard Parish around 1912 when the parish was created. So they would have been still the deputies that would have been here when the jail, came into effect in 1914.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Now, if the jail was ever at max capacity, it could hold up to about 64 prisoners.
Okay.
But talking to, other guards and jailers' kids and stuff like that throughout the years, we don't have a lot of the records.
This is a dumbwaiter that goes from the bottom floor all the way up to the top of the jail to get their food to them. Going to the tunnel, secret tunnel of terror.
Now, as you can tell, it's walled off, about 35 feet down there. But this was the transport tunnel for the prisoners. When they went to and from court, they wouldn't have never went out the front door. They actually came underground here through the tunnel.
What is that? It's a trash bag.
It's a trash bag. I've got stuff sitting there so people don't. It's actually when they built the wall down there, they put it at the bottom of a step. So if you walk to the back of the wall, you're going to fall down into a step.
Oh.
So I've got stuff sitting there so people don't go there. Looking back here and you get in the middle and look up, you'll kind of see how we kind of got our name as the hanging jail.
The
Now,
hanging jail?
yeah.
Oh! You know how people?
You didn't tell me that little tidbit?
I guess not.
She looked very surprised about that.
I told you it was called the Gothic hanging jail.
Now, as far as Joe Gene and Montebrasso, you see the guy on the bottom right-hand side, that's J.J. Gravel. He was the local taxi cab driver. So on August 28th of 1926, Joe Gene and Montebrasso held Mr. Gravel's taxi cab from here in town, took him out east of town and brutally murdered him. All because they needed a car. Joe Gene knew some women that were up in North Louisiana and needed a ride and some money to get there. So he brought his friend Moulton along for the ride, and they headed off, killed Mr. Gravel, took off in his car. They went on this whirlwind trip around Louisiana. And, but this all occurred that Saturday night, August 28th to 26th. By the next Thursday, though, both men had been captured and brought back here to be put on trial. So it really blew my mind that the police work was awesome back then.
Right.
But, they went on trial, of course, a year and a half, kind of rocked on. They had a couple stays throughout that time, but they were eventually sentenced to be hung on March 9th of 1928, and that's when they actually put up the gallows and hung the two men here at the top, at the top of the staircase.
A dumbwaiter stop. Yeah. Here's your food, dum-dum. Bon appetit.
Wanted the films and stuff, so they were coming and supposed to be doing a ghost hunt. Well, they asked if they could write something on there.
That's sweet. Only one person was it?
Yes.
Okay.
And at one point, the beds actually picked up and went against the walls. They kind of all done now where they all stay down, so can't really pick them
There's
up.
no toilet or
There you go.
sorry.
In case you want to just hang around for a while.
But this is the other general population cell. You can tell it looks identical to the first one, just opposite side of the
Look that.
burgers and one side. Pickpockets and whatever.
No, I'm listening. There's two of the same place.
There's room for everybody. Bring your friends. Then you can come in here and take a shower.
So, supposed to be able to catch the electromagnetic field of spirits because they put off their own.
Have you ever caught anything?
Oh, yeah.
Because level 5 is the most dangerous whenever it goes to the top of it.
Well, it's not dangerous per se. It's just
Like
stronger.
drugs there.
It's stronger. Yeah, it's not. I don't have mine in here. Mine's actually at home right now. But I have one that I've bought that's an EMF meter. It looks like a lantern, and you pop it up and it has like the ones that were flashing people. And it just kept going off. And I was kind of excited though. It was actually, and that night we had another.
The Gothic Jail in DeRidder does regular tours. They also do some after dark tours. And hopefully this year they'll bring back their haunted house type tour with props and scary stuff, and like that little kid up at the top by the noose, and our friend that models the t-shirts. Anyway, for more information on those things, check down below in the information area, and you'll be able to call them or contact them to get more information. Our adventure will continue with the next episode of Look Dat.